Hi, 7th grade. We're going to continue on with our notes from last class. So you can go ahead and open up your slides from last time. You should have completed the entire right side. And then this slide separates the right and the left side. We're going to do a little review first. So the first thing that I would like you to do, and just do this with your finger or your hand, is I want you to point to the right side of the heart. Okay, so on this picture, which side shows the right side? Okay, did you point to this side? Remember, this is the right side of the heart. It can be confusing because when you raise your right hand, this is the side you would think would be right, but it has to be with how it's oriented in your body, and this is actually on your right side. Okay, go ahead and point to the superior vena cava. Did you point right here? This is one place that the blood will enter the heart. Now go ahead and point to the inferior vena cava. Did you point down here? Remember, superior means above, inferior means below. They're both vena cavas. One just describes above and one just describes below. Next, I would like you to point to the right atrium. That is right here. The way I remember atrium and ventricle is it's alphabetical. Atrium is above the ventricle and A comes before V in the alphabet. Now go ahead and point to the tricuspid valve. Did you point to this right here? Remember, a valve keeps the blood moving in one direction. So it's going to go from right atrium, the first chamber, down to this chamber. Do you remember what this chamber is called? Did you say right ventricle? Because that's correct. Right atrium goes down to the right ventricle. The next place that the blood is going to go is into the lungs, and the lungs would be out here. How does the blood get from the right ventricle to the lungs? Did you say the pulmonary artery? That's right here. Remember, arteries bring blood away from the heart. So it's bringing it away from the heart into the lungs. What type of blood flows through the right side of the heart? Does it have carbon dioxide or oxygen? Hopefully you said carbon dioxide, because this blood comes from the rest of the body, has carbon dioxide in it, and it goes to the lungs to get rid of the carbon dioxide and pick up the oxygen. Okay, now we're going to learn what the oxygenated blood does and how it gets to the rest of your body. So now we're working on the left side. Okay, the left side is right here. And one thing that I want you to notice is the size of the muscle. So this pink is muscle. The size of the muscle on the left side is a lot greater than the size of the muscle on the right side. That's because the blood on the right side only has to go to the lungs, okay? Where the muscle on the left side needs to be powerful enough to push your blood from your heart to the rest of your body. So that's why it's so much bigger. Blood comes in from the lungs and goes into the pulmonary vein. Remember, pulmonary means lungs, veins means it comes back into the heart. So now it has oxygenated blood, goes into the pulmonary vein. The next step is it's going to drop into the left atrium, right here. Okay, so the atriums are above, ventricles are below, right side, left side, going into the left atrium. Then it's going to go through the mitral valve, right here, again making sure that it goes from the left atrium to the left ventricle. It's going to drop into the left ventricle. The mitral valve is going to prevent any blood flowing back into the left atrium. From the left ventricle, it's going to go through the aortic valve. So that's right there. The aortic valve is going to push it to the aorta. So this is the aorta right here. Okay. It's going to push it through the aorta and it's going to go to the rest of the body. Okay. Once it goes to the rest of the body, it's going to travel through arteries. Remember, arteries go away. It's going to carry oxygenated blood. If you see, all the blood is going to go everywhere. It's going to go to your bones. It's going to go to your muscles. It's going to go to your organs, your eyes, your nose, your tongue, everywhere. Then it's going to drop off that oxygen. And the oxygen is going to help your body function. It's going to pick up carbon dioxide because carbon dioxide is a waste product and we don't need it in our body. Then it's going to travel back to your heart through the veins. And the veins are going to carry carbon dioxide, and then it's going to start all over again. What you're going to do for homework today is you're going to define these in your own words, and you're going to add them on this slide. So adding text boxes, you can copy this to a Word document if you'd rather. You can cut it out, print it out, and write on it, whatever you want. Okay? These with the little asterisk right here, those are not going to be included. You're just defining those, okay? Because artery is a general term, so you're just going to define what an artery is. You're going to define what inferior means, what superior means, what veins and valves mean, okay? When you define them, okay, so aortic valve, what you would do is you would kind of break it apart. So a valve, what does a valve do? A valve keeps blood flowing in the right direction, and then you could say where the blood is coming from and going to. So maybe you need to look back, okay? So the aortic valve brings blood from the left ventricle to the aorta, okay? And so that would be your definition of aortic valve, okay? You're going to go through for all of these, doing that same thing, and then when there aren't asterisks by it, in addition to defining it, you're going to add it over here. Okay, so at the end of class today, or by 8 a.m. tomorrow, I would like you to turn in just this slide and this slide, or whatever documents you are choosing to do this on. So you'll have a list of vocabulary words, and then you'll have a heart filled out. Okay, feel free to go back and use these notes as you need. This isn't meant to be a test right now. It's just meant to get you used to the heart and its functions and all the different parts of it, because there are quite a bit. If you have questions, please let me know. Your homework assignment will be uploaded to today's post, and that will be written in Google Classroom.